All right, let's get today started. What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Retro Creep, still under the fucking weather. I don't understand it. Like, it goes away and then it comes back. I take the medicine. I take the resting. I'm eating well. Well, I haven't really been drinking a lot of water unless you consider coffee water. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow anyway. My yearly fingering. My yearly fingering and groping. I feel like shit today. But you know what? I am literally, no joke, exporting the next video as we speak. As we speak. Link to the books in which I speak about are down below. They are non-affiliate links. I get nothing for it besides the gratitude of, or I should say the gratification of knowing I'm going to help out a buddy. These wicked rad books. You don't even have to wait for my video. It's not like a review. We just talk about it. There's some funny things and a very thoughtful quote at the very beginning. We get wicked fucking smart, and you'll get that joke when you watch the video. So, to recap on those, Bears fan Goomba, also known as the Facksmith, excuse me, I had a look again, reached out to me via an email and was like, hey, Creep, I'm an author. And I have a book that's published, and I have another one that just published, all on fun facts for young adults, kids, adults, all along. And I'd like to send them out to you. And I was like, let me throw a few bucks your way, man. I'm an artist, so I understand. Believe me, I understand. But he's like, no, fuck that. I just want to get them out to you. So I said, well, then I'm making a video, and I'll talk about it here and there. In fact, I'm going to keep these books once the girls are done with them right here for when my buddy Alan comes in, who is also mentioned in said video, which is now exported completely. I will work on the thumbnail while we speak. Long story short, he sent me the books, and I made a video about it, and it'll be up later on this afternoon. I'm not going to make it a members only first kind of thing. I got something planned for members. I'm going to be doing a video here pretty soon for them. Something fun. But until then, you're just going to have to deal with book reviews and a few other things. I sold one more set of the Thumb Buddies that are going out probably this afternoon. My postal person has already been by, so I mean I could walk it downtown, but again I'm not feeling well. It's cold. We're getting a storm. I got a few things I need to prepare outside because of my driveway. I got a long, narrow driveway, and it butts up to my neighbor's driveway. Our house is adjacent, but we don't have a dividing thing, thank God. Because the last few storms, I've had to push all that snow up against the house, and I'm kind of parking a third of my vehicle into their drive, which they don't mind. They have a nice double. I have a single. They have a double. It all works out in winter. We're really good neighbors to each other. As a matter of fact, if it gets too crazy, he brings out a snowblower and just says, go inside, and then you can clean up because he knows I don't like using the landlord's snowblower because it leaves that thin layer. I'd rather just shovel. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking thick-headed that way. I don't want to do it twice. I don't want to go up and down. Again, my driveway's like this, okay? So, we got another storm coming. I got to figure out where the fuck to put all the snow. Thank God our driveway's long, so I could probably just push a lot of it forward. We could just walk around it, but I don't know. Violation says, dude! And Howard, what's going on, buddy? Howdy, Creep. Howdy, chat. Howard continues to say, hit bowl of soup. I like the bowl of soup. What are you talking about? I like soup. I want soup. Oh, because I'm not feeling well. See? If I were just to read more of these fun facts, I would fucking increase the size of my cranium. And I would have caught that right away. But I didn't because I haven't gotten through those books yet. Not at all. Creep coffee is no good for colds. Ibuprofen, perhaps you need. No, you know what? I do have ibuprofen. I had to take one of my 600 milligram or 800 milligram ibuprofens because of my hip. I don't have a fever or anything. It's just like I feel weak and gross, and I'm all congested. Oh, you know, I didn't turn on my Vicks vapor machine over here. That's all right. We'll worry about that later. A flamethrower. I like flamethrowers, man. Vitamins and minerals. Yeah, we have vitamin C in the house and all kinds of stuff. Vitamin B would probably be good. I cannot stress enough. Flamethrower for the driveway. Yeah, dude. You know what? My luck, though, what would happen is I would melt it all and it would come down to the bottom. And then when it froze, once it hit the bottom, it would turn into a fucking ramp. Which I guess would be fine, considering I would do it. I would go off of it with our car. Maybe even with the kids in it. They're almost 18. Fuck them. They're at that point where they're, you know, it's all you now. I'm cutting that leash. No, I'm just kidding. These kids' leashes are going to be on for a long time. They're not quite a way of the world like our generation was. Considering most of us didn't really have any fucking parental guidance. We got get the fuck out of the house. Or both our parents worked, or if we even had both parents. I was fortunate enough to have both parents, and yet I didn't see a parent for years. But, yeah, I would do it. And, but I don't think anyone else would appreciate it, especially my neighbors across the street. I live on a one-way. I'm the corner of a one-way, and that street's narrow. So I would inevitably end up in their driveway, possibly hit his Dodge. He's one of those guys who likes Ram pickup trucks. Don't judge. He's a nice guy. But regardless, oh, that's fucking hot still. I love these pickups. Not truck. These little devices that pick up the vibration of the strings using a magnetic field. That's fucking science. They were like $40 for the set, I believe. They're like it's a style of pickup called a P90, which is a single coil that's wicked overwound. You see it on the early Gibsons. The Gibson Les Paul Jr. has a P90 with the dog ear style mounting bracket. And like your Les Paul specials and stuff like that, the original ones, have what they call soap bar P90s. Well, these are P90 styled pickups that fit in what they call a humbucker spot. And they were gifted to me by my friend Alex, Captain Obvious. Just randomly, they just fucking showed up. He goes, dude, they were really on sale. I figured, fuck it, you could use them at some point. And I remember looking at them going, what am I going to do with these? And then literally out of nowhere, this one came to mind. I cut up the pick guard like really rough. Just really rough. And opened up the inside of this a little bit to accept hump. No, I didn't have to do that. This was a swimming pool rub. But I had these chrome rings that I ended up putting on here because you could see the rough cut. I didn't have my little router attachment out. Doesn't matter, whatever. But it just kind of adds to the fucking vibe of it, you know? And I honestly think I like these better than some actual P90s that I've used in the past. Oh my God, vitamins and mineral. Flamethrower for the driveway. Nah, it'll freeze when you'll have a large track for... Okay, all right. Yeah, man, sounds nice. Thanks, man. Catch any of the Olympics? No, honestly, it's not really my thing. It's not my thing. Once in a while, I'll catch a sport. But what is that thing with the big, heavy fucking things in the handle and the guy with the Swiffer broom? What's that called? Curling? My lady's had that on a lot lately. And I've been kind of listening to it, but she's really into the skating. Although my lady's really into all of it. I can't really pinpoint anything in particular. But if there's one event that I think she really gravitates towards, it's the skating competitions. But she loves all of it. And it's been on every day when she's home. So I kind of catch it, but yeah, curling. Okay, I was right. Wanted to catch the curling, but I guess I missed all of that. Oh, look at that. You even you answered my question before I got to your comment. But no, I don't really get into stuff like the Olympics. I never have. I don't know why. I know my folks would have it on when it was on, and again, my lady, she fucking has it on. She loves it. Absolutely loves that kind of shit. I can't get into it. I don't know. I'm proud of all the athletes, regardless of what nation they're from. They've earned it. And I know in some cases, if they don't go home with the right shit, they may not fucking be seen ever again. I mean, that was a real thing back in the day. That was a real thing. I remember when Saddam Hussein was still a dude. I believe there was talks about like his Olympic people not performing to his, and that they were scared to go home or something like that. I can't remember. It could all be fucking urban tall tales for all I know. I don't know. Off grid. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping in. I would appreciate it, man. A naive Australian question. How does your toilet not freeze up? It has to at some point. No. Well, first of all, I'm on the second floor, so we have heaters. I mean, I'm not even saying that to be a smart ass. Heaters. We're more worried about the basement and the pipes freezing. And what we do is we have insulation on the pipes. You can even go to the Dollar Tree and get the pool noodles and put it on there. But we're lucky in that our basement is also a kind of a workshop area. It's crude, but there's a workshop area. And my landlord also built this little room to the side where he was really big into photography. So he has like a dark room set up, and it's really fucking nice. I should take you guys down there sometime. I tried to turn that into my studio, but he was just like, nah, I might get back into it. Speaking of which, I'm actually concerned about him. I haven't heard from him or seen him in at least 3 days. I usually hear him coughing or something down there. Yawning. He yawns really loud. His living room is below me. And his mail is piling up. So I'm going to go down there probably later on today and just knock on his door. And if I don't get a hold of him, I'll probably call local law enforcement to do a welfare check on him. But no, honestly, our bathroom has a fucking radiator heater. I don't know if you know what a radiator is out there, but it's a big chunk of iron that hot water goes through, and it just radiates heat like crazy. There's one literally right here to the right of me underneath this table that, thank God, doesn't kick on too much. I got the thermostat right. It's an old school one right there, and it works well. So I refuse to change it. My lady's like, can we get one of those digital ones that we can time things? I'm like, no, it works. Fuck it. We're not buying a new one. May not work as efficient because our apartment, think of it like 2 rows, like an H. The bedrooms and the bathroom are on one side, the kitchen, dining room, and living room are on the other side. And we're on that side of things. The bedrooms tend to get way hotter than over here for some reason, but it is what it is. But I guess to answer your question, heaters and just making sure your pipes don't freeze. My bathroom was not fucking 4 below zero, so that water in the toilet's not going to freeze. And even though that sounds kind of pseudo joking around and smart assy, I mean it genuinely. But I do mean it as a smart ass thing too. Like, we don't fucking poop in outhouses or anything like that. That was the Wild West. We don't do that anymore. How do you keep your toilet from boiling? If you don't know, violations from Australia, a country I would absolutely love to go visit, mainly for the wildlife. That sounds weird, I know, but no, in all seriousness, dude, just heaters are making sure your pipes don't freeze in the basement. That's all. Heated, insulated toilets, nice. No, you can buy heaters for toilets. I forget what it's called, but there were some toilets that you could get back in the day. Because the porcelain would still be cold and shit in the seat in the morning, depending on how you kept your heat system. So I remember there was times when I was growing up, I'd sit down to, do my morning fucking smash. And it would be like, ooh, that's cold. But no, the water, I've never had toilet water freeze. That was an interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. The heaters. Everyone's saying, hi, greetings, gentlemen. A boiling toilet is still a functioning toilet. I bet you it cleans things out, too, while you're sitting. I bet you that would be fucking cool. A nice steam bath for your fucking balloon knot. Wow, this fucking thing went out of tune. What is the problem, man? Well, that's in. Yeah, uh-huh. All right. There you go. A little something for your souls, if you will. Big believer in my man up there. JC's my bro. He's right here. You don't see him, but he's here, I promise you. And he's probably snarking at me right now with my language. And any mom jokes I'm going to make within this fucking stream's existence. But I know, that's right. I grew up in Fairbanks, Alaska. Cold toilet seat is not fun. No, you know what? It's not fun? And I know this is another one of those cliche things, but when you wake up, and it's early morning, and you're half awake, and you walk up to the bowl, and you pull it out, and you start peeing, and you got a German Shepherd. Next thing you know, you get this wet, cold thing right in your ass. Boom! You're like, oh! He's like, can I get fed now? Can I go out? Hey, do I see someone saying hi to Casey? Yeah, there he is. Hello, everyone, Intelligent Gamer says. Howdy, Intelli Gamer. Everyone's been calling him Corey ever since John fucked that. That was so great. I never thought to continue the joke, but everyone else has been doing it, so I'll leave it be. You'll still be Casey to me, okay? As a matter of fact, speaking of Amazing Grace, I don't know if you guys know this, but House of the Rising Sun plays with Amazing Grace like very well, and as a matter of fact, okay, we'll be able to play it right. When my father passed away 20 years ago, Alzheimer's, donate now to the Alzheimer's Association. I still own his acoustic guitar to this day. It's one of the very few things from my childhood. Very few things that are very sentimental to me that I still own. And it needs repair. The neck is separating from the body from just lack of proper, climate. I lived in the desert for a while and come back here, and it just sits in a case and all this crap. And I can repair it, no problem. It'll take a little bit of work, but easy money. A couple of days worth of work and good to go. And I wanted to play Amazing Grace, but using House of the Rising Sun as the back music. At my dad's fucking wake, but I wasn't able to get the guitar up here. In time, so. Yeah, it's good times, man. Good times. Trying to think if there's anything we could talk about specifically besides the new books I just got. Let's see. Is there anything going on in the world of video games? Oh, okay. Well, my buddy just sent me this. Wonder Woman. Oh my god. Honestly, guys, I'm not really into like I love like classic pinup, but never really been into the whole like I don't want to call that porn, but never really been into that kind of thing. I don't go to strip clubs and never really liked it. I don't know. You are into Floyd too, right? Am I into Floyd? Absolutely, I'm into Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me turn the gain down a little. I'll leave a little grit on that. Can you guys still hear that? Fuck that. It's my favorite part. All right. That note's dead. I got to do a fret job on this, so judge not. Fuck, I forgot how to play it. Yeah, something like that, right? Wow, it's been a while since I've played that. I apologize. Jazz chord. Yeah, that's it. Now I got a copyright strike, I'm pretty sure, somewhere in there. All right, so going back to what you were asking. You're a Floyd friend, right? Yeah, absolutely. I remember you playing some, what did you think of Pulse? I had Pulse. When, you know, and there's two versions of it. There's the early one and the later one. The early one was longer. And I had the one with the blinking light. And I lived at this, you guys can look it up too. I lived at 303 High Street in Cumberland, Rhode Island. The house was surrounded by a cemetery. But across the street from me was a one-way bridge, I believe, coming towards me. And it literally was just a crossover between my street, High Street, and then the main street on the other side. And there was a CVS that I would frequent over there. I'd buy my smokes when I was a smoker, my meds, or, you know, soda, milk, whatever. It was right fucking there. And I remember one night walking home from there, and I could see it blinking. I could see it. My living room window was facing, you know, it was pretty cool. I love that album. I saw that tour Pink Floyd started the Division Bell tour here in Massachusetts at what's it called now? Gillette Stadium, but it was called Foxborough Stadium back then. Completely different building. I saw all 3 shows of the opening up of that whole tour. They started it here in Massachusetts, so I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. I'm more of a Gilmour fan than I am a Pink Floyd fan. But I love the psychedelic stuff. I was really big into the 60s psychedelic music for a long time. In fact, there's a cassette that I bought at like a Walmart or something. It's back when you could, I think it was called the Guitar Methods. There was a Metallica one that I owned. There was a Van Halen one. There was whatever band that you're into. But there was one called the Psychedelic Guitar or something like that. And I can't even find another copy of that anywhere. Not on YouTube, not on the fucking eBays, nowhere. It's as if it never fucking existed. I can't find a picture of one. Well, I haven't searched in like a year, but I fucking absolutely love Gilmour's playing. I think he's probably the greatest guitar player of all time. You know, people sit there and praise Eddie Van Halen, and I do too. You know, I mean, for all that crap. But at the end of the day, I mean, David Gilmour. Just think of the solo for "Comfortably Numb." I mean, he literally stays in one box for most of the solo, and it feels like he's taking you on this fucking ride. There's a meme out there of Tom and Jerry. Remember when Tom dies and he rises up and goes up the escalator into heaven? That's what that solo feels like to me. Oh, yeah. Remember when you were young. You shone like the sun. Come on, sing it. Oh, I fucked that up. Fucking love that song so much. Yeah, Gilmour did good for Floyd. He did good for everything, man. I don't know if you know this, but he did like movie soundtracks in Paris and shit. I mean, Gilmour he's just a fully accomplished musician. You know, EVH was pretty much. Oh no, EVH was awesome, man. He wasn't trash. Wait, oh, thrash. Okay, I got you. I thought that said trash. I'm like, no. That's right. Shine on, my friend. I remember Mr. Burns referencing that song. Really? Interesting. Shine on, you crazy diamonds, huh? What else can I play from them? I can play a lot from them. Oh, shit. Now, you guys got to understand this is a budget guitar. So I have some fretwork I need to do. In fact, I'm probably going to replace all these frets, all these little metal things on the fretboard. Some of them are hanging over the edge, and that's what just happened. The string kind of caught onto it and wasn't even on the neck. Like right now, it's not on the neck. You know? Here we go. Yeah. I love Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. That's all there is to it. EVH was very heavy guitarist amongst his peers. He locked into the... You know what? Eddie Van Halen's hands were always moving. And yes, there were players like that, especially in the jazz scenes and stuff like that. But Eddie... I think what it was is Eddie introduced kind of a harder edge groove. If that makes any sense. And of course he had his tech. I mean, he wasn't the first guy to tap. Absolutely not. But he made it part of a style and kind of introduced the whole idea of what they ended up calling, even though he wasn't this kind of player, fucking, what they call it, neoclassical. You know, where a lot of diminished scales, stuff like that, and Middle Eastern scales and stuff like that. I can't sweep. I hate sweeping because I don't know how to do it very well. But Eddie, though being one of my biggest influences, I'll take Gilmore all fucking day long. No flash. It's all substance. But talking about the solo to the end solo anyway to Comfortably Numb. I mean, yeah, you guys are going to get a little bit of a lesson here. All right, now remember, we're here and here. Back. Same fucking notes. You know, he basically stays in this box right here for most of that song, and once in a while he'll come in here and be like, you know, but Gilmore, man, he'll take one little phrase and play it 100 different, you know, styles in the same fucking song. And it's so wonderful. It really is. Two-handed legato, yeah. Darth Vader really dig Dark Side of the Moon. He really did, man. You know, he was just... Oh, I don't have... Fuck, I thought I had my my Darth Voorhees figure over here. I guess not. It's a Darth Vader Pez head on a Motu body with robot legs. And I painted the face of the mask to look like Jason Voorhees. Where is that thing? I have no idea where it is. No idea. English, Love That Blues. Yeah, they were really big on Americana blues. They loved all of that, man. Loved it all. Oh, man. I apologize, guys, for not really having much content today. Nothing of substance. I genuinely just feel like shit. But I love hanging out with you guys, so. Trying to think, aside from the book, the video, you know, I could probably upload the video right now while we're fucking... No, it'll take over my screen for about 10 minutes. Never mind. But, yeah, you know what? He's all pentatonic. Gilmore is all pentatonic. Once in a while, he'll go out of that little box, but you know what? The dude takes 3 fucking notes and makes you feel them, like, for a long time. It's fucking wonderful. It's really wonderful. You guys want to see something cool in the guitar world? I was actually going to make a video about this for my other channel, but since you guys are here, I'm not really set up to do it, so excuse me while I kind of figure this thing out. Let's do this. I'm not going to have the chat for a minute, so you know what? Let me pull it up here. Let me pull it up on my you know what? I usually do this on my alt account, so it's up and going. 907 subscribers over there. Holy fuck! Let me turn the volume down. All right, this way I have the chat available to me while I'm figuring things out. Let me tell OBS I want you to see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Why don't you see it? Window capture. There we go. There we go. Look at that. It's even positioned somewhat well. And we'll just leave it right there. So, I'm not a fan of Extreme. Never have been. Probably never will be. I think they're okay. I think they're talented. But the cool thing about the band Extreme is they're mostly from my town. Gary Sharon and his twin brother, I used to see them down at the Pine Banks Friendlies all the time, even after they made it, you know. Nuno was a cat from, I believe, Malden, which is the town adjacent to us, just just one town closer to Boston itself. They had another guy, and I can't remember his name, but he ended up playing in a band called Mixed Nuts at this bar I used to bounce at called the Town Line Lounge. And I remember he was trying to figure out how to play Zombie by that. Oh, she ended up taking her own life too. Sad story. The Cranberries. They were an Irish group. He was trying to figure out the doo-doo. I got up there and showed it to him, but long story short, there's a local connection to Nuno. So whenever something like this comes up, I'm always like, yeah, dude. So Nuno is coming up with his own line of guitars. They're like $4,000 a piece, though. I wonder if he's doing it locally. If he is, I want to work for you. Nuno, if you're watching this. And I'm not expecting anyone on here to know anything about guitars. But this is a model of guitar, the N4, that he has been using, God, for as long as anyone can remember. Let me make sure you can still see that. Let me make sure, because now we just left the fucking thing, went into another fucking world here. You can kind of see it. But Washburn used to make these, a company called Washburn. And now he's going off on his own. And the pickup in particular here, this bridge one, it was a special one. It was from a guy named Bill Lawrence. He used to work for Gibson. He made his own custom. I had a Bill Lawrence pickup for the longest time. Dimebag Darrell is responsible for making this a popular pickup, the Bill Lawrence. And this is not a Bill Lawrence. This is a copy of it, custom wound, according to them. My guess is it's a Seymour Duncan Dimebucker. But he still has a Seymour Duncan 59 here. Look, it's fucking crooked. It's crooked. They didn't even put it on there right. Unless this is one of his old guitars. This might be one of his... No, it wouldn't have been. It doesn't look played. But long story short, there you go. This is what I'm looking at when you guys... 10 people are watching. Wow. When I'm not, doing my thing. But Bears Fan Gumbo, we just spent earlier talking about your books. And it's funny, the video for your book literally got finished exporting while we were talking. I showed everybody. It's there. Look at. I'll show you my Kind Master. So there's the back of one of your books. How about them apples? You'll get that joke when the video releases here in about an hour or two, depending on how long it takes me to put it together after this. It'll go up today. But long story short, Nuno Betancourt's coming out with his own guitars. I was planning on talking about that on my other channel, but I wouldn't mind grabbing one of them. I think they're pretty cool. They're unique. Did you see the excerpts of Jimmy Page? He was on the BBC back in 1957 as a young... Yeah, that dude, he was a session player. Jimmy Page, that's how he got his start. He was a session player. He was one of those guitar players that people, they blew their minds. And he worked on so many albums before, he went for this band and then this band. And eventually, of course, Led Zeppelin and all of that shit. But, yeah, man, Jimmy Page, aside from his satanic and occult stuff, I dig him. I dig him a lot. He's a big fan of Aleister Crowley. And I'll be honest with you, as a kid, as a teenager listening to Slayer and Venom and fucking Possessed, King Diamond and Merciful Fate, I thought that was all cool shit. The evilest man in the world, but ain't something to fuck around with. I wouldn't fuck around with it. But he bought one of Aleister Crowley's dwellings. I don't know if it's the one where he tried to do this one ritual that takes months and kills people to resurrect some demon or something. I don't know. Jimmy Page owns all that weird shit. But as a guitar player, yeah, he was a really good session player. And then, of course, the Yardbirds and what was the other one, real famous band he was in? I have a small confession, although I do like the Led Zeppelin catalog quite a bit. Their first album is the only one I actually listened to. I could put the first album in and listen to it from beginning to end and not want to skip a song. The rest of the catalog, I can either take it or leave it. Honestly, I don't know why. There's just such a purity to that first album. And maybe it's the blues aspect of it, But, all right. Salty and Abrasive. We haven't seen you here in a little bit, my friend. Hey, Creep. I'm going to get some jerky and pizza. Care to join me? No. No. Are you making a pizza reference to the Boston event? You guys really need to just let that go. Let it go. It's not even funny anymore. It's fucking pathetic. It really is. I don't know where the jerky came from. Did we have jerky that day? Or are we not even talking about that? And I just put egg in my face, where I have to apologize. Bad fan says, I just got off a meeting. Let's see. Let's call our band Extreme and then not be. The band was originally called The Dream. I don't know if you know that. My ex-wife's sister had an actual LP copy of that when they had the old guitar player before they had Nuno. And I've told you guys that that's what we can do. I'll pull up the actual music video. We won't listen to it, and you won't be able to see a very young Creep. I was probably 8 maybe when this was recorded. But I'll show you my old junior high and Dr. Morelli's house that's, about 3 blocks away from here. I am in that video, but it's like, Gary Sharon's walking, Mama, don't want to go to school today. There's a whole fuck ton of kids hanging out, and I'm in that crowd with my brother, but because I'm a little dude, I got up scared. I was so excited. I'm going to be in a music video? I'm there. I am there, I promise you. Some people swear it sounds better, slightly tilted. Okay. That's funny. Bears fan only gives me a thumbs up and 100. That's funny. In the video, I have 2 horns with the 100 in between. You'll see. Merciful Fate is sick. The Dangerous Meetings, man. They came out with an album later on called In the Shadows, which I think bombed. But I think that was a really good return. The thing is, the band, Merciful Fate, wanted to do pop rock. Did you know that? The reason King Diamond went off to do his own thing is because they wanted to do something more poppy. A little more hair metal, I guess. And King was like, no, I'm good. And I don't know if they ever went off to go do that. But every now and again they met up with, and they came up with some great Time is a great later album. All that stuff. But Don't Break the Oath, the cliche stuff. The Dangerous Meetings, Melissa, which turned more into a King Diamond thing, but yeah, let me see if I can't find that video. Let me see if I can't. We're not going to listen to it, but we'll watch it and I will commentate. There we go. I don't even remember what the song was called. I'll just call it Extreme Mama. Okay. I'm going to have to turn the sound down here. I don't think this is it. Oh, no, here it is. Absolutely, here it is. Let me pause it.
Fall asleep and stay asleep.
Get rid of that so you don't do the thing. Now let me tell the browser I want you to see it. All right, I'm not very good at this one. I'm not feeling well. And let me see what you're seeing. I don't know whose bed that is. I couldn't tell you whose bed that is. Oh, not this one. We're going to do this one. Oh my God, the parents are so angry. The parents are so angry. Let me pull this up so I can look at the chat. You look at the chat live here. That's Dr. Morelli's house right there. That is up in the Bellevue section of Melrose. I don't know who this Goomba is. Look at Gary. Look at him in those fucking pants. Get the fuck out of here. Hot chicks. They're probably all local chicks that my brother went to school with. Honestly. I don't know what year this came out. We're watching Rockman 666. So, I believe that's Dr. Morelli right there himself. He has since passed on. But there's this little section of Melrose where all the houses look just like that. Weird brick craziness. All right, let's get to the point. This is inside my old junior high, a building that doesn't exist anymore. No idea who the fuck that was. This was inside. Oh, check it out. This is something a lot of people in this country don't really know a lot about. If you look right here, every one of our schools was a temporary fallout shelter. Thank God for the 50s and the Cold War, right? Right? All right, let's get to the cool part. Oh shit. That thing that they're on right now exists inside the new building. They don't have the whole flagpole or anything, but this whole section is just a big grass field now. It's fucking crazy. They rebuilt the school in 2007, I believe. This building was originally the Melrose High School up until about the 70s. And you'll see it has that classic high school look to it. It has the classic high school look to it, definitely. God, those desks. I bet you I writ on one of those desks. Not for another couple of years, though. Yeah, look at this guy. I forget his name, but he was real short. He was not Nuno. All right, come on. Let's get to the point. Here we go. Riot! Riot! Just kidding. I know those lockers. I'm in there somewhere. In the way back, probably. But this is where I was. I was mostly in here. And they cut most of it. And I'm way behind them, probably center. Somewhere around there. But here, I'll play some sound for a few seconds. But yep, that's my one little music video claim to fucking fame. I was in an Extreme video. So there you go. Now you guys know I'm a fucking rock star. I'm a legit rock star. Yeah, Hank Sherman. Hold on. Let me go back. Howard said, some people swear it sounds better tilted. Bears fan gave me the thumbs up. Salty says, merciful fate. Howard says, yeah, Hank Sherman did come into practice with a pink jumpsuit. I know, dude. Weird shit, right? He's a fantastic guitarist. Alan, what's up, buddy? Hey, I got something for you, kid. Did you know? Hold on, let me get the short random fact one. Did you know I have these books specifically for you? Let's see. Let's find a short one because I'm not very good at reading these days. Here we go. Judicial review and checks and balances. Did you know, sir, that meanwhile, the Marbury versus Madison case in the United States established the principle of judicial review, judge stuff, allowing courts to strike down laws that violate the Constitution. This principle remains the cornerstone of American law, ensuring that the judiciary, I'm just saying it because I like to say douche, can act as a check on legislation and executive power. Did you know that fact? I do because I just bought this book. No, it was given to me. You're going to buy the book. It's down below. Link's down below. This is the second one. The first link will get you this book. They were written by our friend, Mr. Bears Fan Goomba. And I really appreciate it. The video will go up this afternoon. But yeah, I'm in a fucking music video, so I hope that's cool. Look for a little scally cap. I don't think I had it. I don't think I had one yet. No, I did. I just didn't wear it too often. It was my grandfather's. When he died, I got his World War II flag. I got his scally cap, which is fucked up. I know I tell a lot of violent stories on here, but there was this kid in my neighborhood who fucking yanked it off my hand. He was a big kid. He was like the kid you didn't want to fuck with. And he took the fucking hat off of my head and ran off with it. So I knew he would be going to school the next morning. So what I did is I got a fucking stick that had a knot in the end, almost like a shillelagh. And as soon as I saw him turn that corner, I fucking cracked him right in the face with that. Pow! I said, where's my fucking hat, you piece of shit? And he said, fuck you. So I hit him again. Pow! Where's my fucking hat? Fuck you. So I hit him a few more times. And then he ended up not going to school. He ended up going into the hospital. And then his mom came to my house. And I said, he stole my grandfather's hat off my head and wouldn't give it back to me. Fuck him. And then she yelled at him and smacked him around for stealing. I got my hat back. I used to bang his sister all the time, too. She was a smoke show. Actually, I say that crassly. We all grew up together. It was like a neighborhood crew. The Cockers called us the Common Crew because we had a park called the Common that was like ours. We patrolled that. In fact, I tell the story all the time. We had a convenience store in the corner. It was called Rich Dale's at the time, which is a chain around here of convenience stores and gas stations. That if we didn't like the person that Al, the owner, hired, they didn't work a full shift. We took over that store so many fucking times, called them and said, you got no one working for you. You got an hour to get here before we shut the door. He would be like, are you fucking kidding me, Chris? I can't keep anybody. I said, well, tell them to fucking let them know that this is our store. You're their boss, but this is fucking our store. And we would protect it more than anything. What would happen is we go in there and just do our normal, we never stole. We don't shit where we eat. And that's the thing kids don't understand today. God damn. Especially these fucking idiots in Arizona that I used to see all the time. I worked part-time at a Circle K to pay off my house. I had a little bit of extra time and overtime ran out at the prison. And it was at 47th and Bethany Home Road. It was like, it was in this fucking horrible neighborhood. And we would get fucking not only robbed regularly, but we would get fucking beer runned all the time. And these kids would come in and I'd be like, fucking dude, you live across the street. I mean, I'm not going to dime you out or anything, but don't shit where you eat, kid. The fuck is wrong with you? You guys are fucking useless pieces of shit. So, I don't know. When I played in the band up in Alaska, we played a Comic-Con, right? Nice. Opened up for a band called I Shine. Their lead singer played the Black Power. Oh, no shit. No shit. Played the Black Power Ranger in the movies. That's awesome. Not into Power Rangers. In fact, I always thought they were stupid, but Bass Van Guma has the sunglasses on. I think you'll like the video. It's not for families. That's definitely not for families, but let's just say because of your books, I'm a little less retarded now. Probably a lot less. We also opened for the guitar player from POD. Oh, man, POD was they were like a fun little pocket that came and went, I was doing a solo tour. He was a total asshole to the other bands. Oh, that sounds about right. Salty says, sick story, bro. With you, I can never tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but, I mean, it is what it is. That's where I grew up. POD had a song about it. I don't remember how to play it. Something like In the Hard Time or something like that. I'm not even in the right tuning. They dropped down a half a step. Plus, they dropped they went into what we call drop D, even though they were in E flat. So it would be D flat. I don't know. Maybe they were in C. But I just like doing that last weep. That brat. Oh, I'm being genuine. I enjoy your violent stories. I don't, but I own them. And I know I have to account for every fucking one of them. I will have to make a judgment account on all of them. Although, not to get preachy with you guys or anything, but check this out. I saw this thing where this dude was like, imagine you get up to the gates and Jesus says, you know what? Here's your receipt. Here's your receipt for everything you've done on earth. And before you even look at it, you're fucking terrified. You're waiting for that elevator to go down. And I don't know if you'll ever be able to see what the receipt says. No, you won't. It's too washed out. There you go. I would highly recommend picking up a Bible once in a while, I believe. I do believe I'll have to still account for it all, though. Supposed to put all my faith in that it's all cleared up. All my debts are already paid with the blood of Christ, but I don't know. I've done some fucked up shit, my friends. I've done some really scary shit in my life that I'm nervous about. End of story. And I feel like, and we're going to get down and deep, and then I'm going to go. I have had this overwhelming feeling this past year that I don't have much time left. I don't know if it's a health thing. I'm going to see my doctor tomorrow, my yearly physical. My poke and grope, I call it. Because, I'm old enough where I get the finger in the butt, and of course he grabs my fucking goyangs. He jiggles my fucking goyangs. And I'm actually nervous to see what comes out of it. Because I just haven't been feeling well lately, and I've been doing better eating, and I walk now, and all kinds of stuff, but I have the type 2, which I can get rid of if I lose weight. I don't want it to become type 1. I don't put sugars or anything in my coffees. I'm a big carb guy, though. I love breads. I can't not do the breads. But, what are you all upset about, Alan? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to upset you. But yeah, I've had this overwhelming feeling that I don't have much more time. And I think a lot of that has to do with a buddy I grew up with, 51 years old, sudden heart attack, local cop, nice guy. Used to break his arm almost every summer at the BMX track we used to go to. He passed away. Two Decembers ago, my buddy Jeff passed away. During my live stream, during the snowstorm, we actually visited his grave and we saw his tombstone. His new stone. Then you got people like Adam the Woo, who I've lived vicariously through since I found him years and years ago. What he does is what I wanted to do even before the internet was really a big thing, Out of high school, I was going to buy a van off my girlfriend's father, put a beanbag, a dog, and my dad's acoustic in it, and cruise. I had money from when my grandmother died and had a house on the Cape Cod, and my parents sold it because they were in debt between health bills and just, getting through the 80s and early 90s. And so they just sold the house. They didn't want to deal with having a property and all this shit, another property. And renting it was a nightmare. So I was going to use that money, and then wherever I crashed, and I was just going to build a life there. But I ended up knocking up a chick my senior year, and it kind of derailed a lot of that. But I remember taking a lot of pictures of, abandoned things when I was first out in Arizona. And we talked recently about my love for ghost towns and how I ate up every single one, whether it was a functioning tourist thing or literally just an abandoned strip of buildings. There's hardly anything there anymore, but you can kind of see where the settlement was. Absolutely love that kind of thing. And then when I saw people were doing it, I just watched him and enjoyed it, My second channel, The Creepy Crawl, was supposed to be that kind of thing. But somehow it fucking morphed into more of a guitar channel than anything else. But I still go to Canopy Lake, Screamfest. I do my Disney stuff there whenever I see something cool. We'll do things there, just daily life stuff. I should be vlogging every day, but I don't. I neglect that channel so fucking much. But the point I'm even making with him is he was 51 years old. I'm 50. I'll be 51 next month on the 8th of March. If you guys want to send me a birthday present. I like Gibson Explorers from the early 80s. No pick guard. Keep that in mind. If you got an extra $6,000 laying around. The only guitar I've ever truly wanted, never owned. I've owned it, just not in white. I've owned it in black. I paid $300 for it at Daddy's Junkie Music. Route 1 South in Peabody, Massachusetts. After they had moved. But, and there's a few other people in my life that have passed away. Mostly because of heroin and shit like that. But there's a good handful of my buddies my age. They're dying. They're fucking leaving. They're gone. And I found out the other day my childhood best friend has got cancer now. He fucking posted, I have cancer, it's official, I start chemo tomorrow. And that's all he fucking writes. And he's the dude that I mention all the time. Not by name, but he's the one that had the ColecoVision and the Atom system and 2 Atari 2600s, and more importantly, one of my favorite consoles, the Master System. So we talk about him all the time. That's how, and it's not just about the video games. I mean, we literally grew up together. We were always together. I was at his house more than I was ever at my house. We did everything together, you know? We were formative together. We got in trouble together. We built things together. We made money together. I can't forget. We used to, whenever it was snow, him and I would grab shovels and we would walk the neighborhood and split the money 50-50. Or rake leaves. But I remember the first time he pulled out a snowblower. And I had my shovel. He's like, I'll do the driveways. You do the walkways, and we'll meet somewhere in the between, and we'll still split it. And we fucking banged through so many houses. And I'm afraid he's gonna die. Cancer's not a death sentence, and I don't know what kind of cancer it is. I haven't even reached out to him yet. That's how afraid I am. But everyone in my world's dying. Recently, we had one of the cartridge. Not Jay, Billy. Billy from the Game Chasers. He fucking died. He fucking died. He just got cancer and died, you know? And I think our generation's fucking cursed. I really do. Our generation was probably one of the first to test out all these fucking additives and chemicals and food and water and all this shit. And we beat the fuck out of ourselves as youths. I say it like that on purpose. And now we're all fucking dying. So, I don't know. I don't know why I even brought it up. I don't give a fuck. Salty says, sick story. I'm being genuine. Off-grid says, our drummer was a huge POD fan. He was bummed when he got to meet the guy. You know what? The only true celebrity that I was bummed about meeting, and I didn't give a fuck about him anyway, was Sully from Godsmack. We went to open up for him one day. And he pulled a fucking prank on me. Basically, there's one club we used to play at all the time called the Tank on Revere Beach Parkway. No, at Revere Beach, I'm sorry. It was kind of a weird place. We found bodies in there the next day, you know? So I would always go in first, have a beer, check out the scene, make sure it was worth bringing all my gear in. They came over and like, we're excited. We heard a lot about you. You know, all right, whatever. I brought in all my stuff, got it all set up, tuned up my guitars, put it in a tube, and then sat down. They're like, oh, we forgot to tell you earlier. Your band called and said they're not playing tonight, so just go home. The reason we had our own gear and we didn't go together is because we were recording the next morning. And because we were recording the next morning at Bristol Studios, which I believe was owned by the drummer of Striper. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was. He wasn't there, but it was just some random engineer guy. I punched him in the nose. He was all laughing and making fun of us, making fun of me. Looks like all that stuff's going back in the car. And again, violence, dude. I was a young, violent dude. I threw my fists all the time. It's crazy. Salty and Abrasive says, try not to come during the prostate exam. I'm just kidding, man. I have to get one of those because I have a vasectomy. And I have a higher chance of prostate cancer because of it. I don't know how it's connected, but maybe because you're not supposed to, because you can't shoot live loads. I don't know. I wish the best for you, man. All good, dude. Glad you're getting ahead, getting checked out. It's not that I'm getting checked. No, first of all, let me just say I really appreciate that, dude. I really do. It's my yearly checkup. It's my yearly checkup. But my doctor retired 2 years ago, and I haven't seen a doctor since. So... And I did get a little out of control with my diet and shit. And my depression, of course, attributed to a lot of that. So I got on this stuff called Trulicity there for a while. That scared me. Once a week, a shot in the gut. It's not the shot that scared me. I don't give a fuck about that, but it's the escalation in the medication. None of us are guaranteed any time. Enjoy it while you're here. I am, dude. I am. Absolutely. Retro Creep, did you ever read my comment above the frowny faces? No, I guess I didn't. I see hi. Alan, I'm not seeing one, buddy. The only one I'm seeing is you saying hi. Honestly. I got you, Violation, Off-Grid, Bears Fan, Off-Grid, Salty, Off-Grid, Howard, and then you. So I didn't see it. So I don't know if it got blocked. I don't think I have any restrictions in my... I don't think I have any restrictions in it, but it's not there, buddy. I apologize. The only two I have from you was hi and all those frowny faces. Alan says, okay, I just read that. Did you ever go to the Kowloon restaurant? New redesign looks awful. They redid it on the inside. Oh, God, I used to go there and drink Scorpion Bowls, man. I can't tell you how many times I've been dragged out of that fucking building. Absolutely, I've been there. I begged one of the waitresses in there. My brother was getting married, and we went there to start the night for the bachelor party. And she's like, you guys coming back? I'm like, why? When do you get off? She goes, after my shift. I'm like, you bet your ass. And I was like a 2-pump chump. Fucking right in the back. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Did you ever go to the Kowloon restaurant? That's a fucking staple around here, dude. That's literally the next town over and maybe 2 minutes up Route 1 for me. It wouldn't take me 10 minutes to get there. I love the Kowloon. And it's funny, they just made a post saying they were expanding to a new location, which is fucking bizarre. They've been to one restaurant for so long, like longer than me. I've been around. And I wish these conversations were coming up earlier. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep going until this is done. But they've been recently talking over the past 2 years, which is closing down altogether. After COVID, what they ended up doing was turning their back lot, which is huge. Their parking lot's huge, into like a pseudo drive-in theater. It was pretty cool, where you could still get some food delivered to the car, and it was all outside and all that crap. But then they started talking about the owners and everything are retiring, and they didn't feel like continuing the brand, so they were actually supposed to have been closed by now. But I think because of the outpouring of us, there was this one small period where violence happened there a lot. Like there was a lot of fights, and cops would get involved. But I think that that was like a 1 month period, and all that's done. That's all done. But now they're opening up another location somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I absolutely love the Kowloon, dude. I haven't been there in a long time though. Let's see. Met Robin Crosby from Rat. He was working at a music store down in San Diego. Pretty nice guy, huh? Talk about humbling. Right on, man. Right on. I bump into and I know a couple of like musician people that you would know and here and there, just local bands and stuff. Like I've jammed with what's the name of the drummer for Aerosmith? Joey Kramer or something like that. I'm not a huge Aerosmith fan, so I know Joe Perry and fucking the singer there. What's his name? Steve Tyler. But a buddy of mine's foster father grew up with their drummer, and he would come over regularly. Played with him once or twice, and I knew a couple. I've opened up for a few bands. They don't call me or anything. I don't know their numbers or anything, but yeah. Salty Abrasive says, "Oh crap, I didn't know that. I also have a vasectomy. It's the best thing I ever fucking did, man. Best thing I ever did. I got it done. I bought the Nightmare on Elm Street box set, that big fucker. Got an ice pack for my nuts and sat in my easy chair for 2 days. Lady waited hand and foot on me. And it ached for a day or two. That was it. Did you get a boner in yours? I did. I'll talk about that here in a second. YouTube blocked it. I see it in the live chat. Oh, fuck that noise. I'll go into the settings later on to see if I can fix that. Although I did make a comment on Chuck's video last night stream, and he didn't see it, and I thought he was going to laugh his ass off, but there was no swearing or anything. Amazon banned my account for letting them know that they have something selling on bootlegs. Okay. Really? 15 years later, reunion movie. So you got banned from Amazon for telling them they had bootlegs on their fucking site? That's fucking crazy. Steven Tallarico, you motherfucker. I didn't even make that connection. Which is funny because when we were at my mother's deathbed, my brother Tom is a huge Aerosmith fan. And I was actually talking to Tom, and he called me to, he's like, yeah, I heard that, your mom's, and she was gone like 3-4 hours later. But he did call me personally, to do all that thing. I said, all right, Tommy, thanks, bye. And my brother goes, Tommy? I'm like, yeah, it's a friend of mine, Tommy Tallarico. And he perked up and he goes, as in Steven Tallarico? I'm like, who the fuck is that? He goes, Steven Tyler. I'm like, oh yeah, that's his cousin. And my brother he hates me. He fucking geeked out. Oh, you're friends with... I'm like, he's a video game guy. Don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. You met Steven Tyler's cousin. I did, absolutely. I got my vasectomy when I was 21. How? Dude, I was married, had 2 daughters and a son from a previous woman. And I had to go through fucking hoops before the doctor would even look at my testicles, never mind cut them open. Wow. Did you have a couple of kids early? Or did you just have a doctor who didn't give a fuck? Interesting. I know my doctor didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it until he was sure that not only my wife wanted it to happen, but that we had the kids. I said, I got my beautiful daughters. I got my wonderful son. We're good. I don't want to have to worry about that anymore. I want to fucking, But yeah, seriously, I don't know how you did that, but good for you, man. I wouldn't want you polluting the planet with your fucking offspring. Going back to the Yumiko hate days. You earned that one. I don't mean it genuinely, though. I really don't mean it genuinely. The first doctor refused me. I had to have my wife come in. No kids. Really? Really? Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. If you shopped around until you got what you got. Oh, my coffee pot just shut off. It's beeping at me. Sorry, I got a half a cup left in there. I'll go fill it up. All right, guys. I'm going to call it that. Didn't mean to get emotional on you. Didn't mean to fucking cry a little. But, my childhood best friend's dying. So, I don't know if he's dying. He has cancer. And he's going through chemicals. So, I'll tell you one last story with him and me. I want you guys to look up Melrose, Massachusetts and Salem, New Hampshire. I want you to check out the distance between those two things. There's a place called Canby Lake Park that's up there. And one day we were bored one morning, and he's like, you got any money? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I do too. Let's go to Canby Lake. I'm like, how'd we get there? He's like, we just ride our bikes up Route 93. It took us 3 hours. But we did. We did. Those were the good old days. Rode our bikes up to fucking Canby Lake Park one day because we were bored. The Navy wouldn't tie my ex-wife's tubes after we had our second, but they said they would give me a vasectomy, which is fucking weird because the vasectomy is harder to reverse. It's a lot more painful, too. It's easy to untie tubes. Doctors just do whatever the fuck they want. I don't know. Rock on Creep, reach out to him. I will. I plan on actually Saturday. I'm probably just going to sneak up there and see how he's doing. I had an older, physical copy of 15-year-old because official DVD-R release by Sony. Collection broke, and I compared it to the new copy I got. How I knew. Right on, man. Right on. That sucks. Amazon, fuck them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still use them, but... sorry to hear that, man. My uncle... his cancerous tumor in the pancreas. God damn, dude. Getting it removed. Same thing my dad passed from. No shit. That's scary, dude. I'm sorry that you and your family are going through that, man, or went through it, depending on which one we're talking about. Actually, it's the other way around. Vasectomy is easier to reverse. That's not how I was told. In fact, in our counseling, they said that the tubes, even though there's more surgery to it, it's less invasive. Because with the vasectomy, you're literally taking a tube like this and you're removing a section of it and then burning it. They'll have to reconstruct that. And your nuts will be shorter and they won't be able to physically, regulate heat and all that. I don't know. Maybe our doctors are fucking liars. Maybe none of it's true. Maybe I never even truly got one. But, I told you. So they tape you down. Just keep it out of the way while they're playing with the scrotum. And the nurse kept wiping up and touching the shaft. And the fucking thing just starts fucking doing this. And she looks at me. I'm like, just stop rubbing it, dude. She's like, you're getting your shit cut open. How the hell is that happening? I'm like, you keep touching it. Stop. Focus on the thing below it. All right, guys. You guys be well. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry I didn't have much substance. But at least you guys got to see an old music video that I'm in that you can't see me in. And we talked about testicles and violence, Christ, and people dying. What a fucking smorgasbord. Look forward to my video on these wonderful fucking books. There's actually a fact in here that relates to Alucard. And I actually asked him a question about a fact in this book. Actually, it was this book. So you'll get the answer from him in there. He didn't talk. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Guys, thank you all so much for hanging out. I always feel better after I'm done with you guys, regardless of what we're doing. Well, I'm done with you guys, really. When I'm finished hanging out with you guys really make me feel good when I'm not feeling well at all. And wherever in the world you are, I hope you and yours are doing well. Take care, keep it real, and bye-bye.